I'll be wearing a nail bag and a hard hat, or maybe just a tape measure, and just supervising other people renovating places.
Hi, welcome to today's Ask Austin. I'm speaking to Neill Hope from the electric cycle company in Edinburgh. Hi Neill, how are you?
Evening, Austin. Tired. It's been another busy day in the bike shop in the current situation, basically.
Yeah, you guys have been pretty manic. I've seen a lot of your social media posts. So you run the electric cycle company in Edinburgh. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, well, basically we sell electric bikes. So yeah, we're the biggest e-bike seller, longest established, certainly in Scotland, if not one of the longest established in the UK. We started my father started a company in 2006. I took the business over in 2010. He retired and I moved into retail premises out of the back of his builder's yard in Leith 10 years ago. And it was turning over about 50, 60,000 pounds a year then. And just to give you kind of, in the current situation, that's what it turns over in about 2 weeks during COVID. It's grown organically over the years. We've never really spent much time marketing or doing anything else. We've just grown by word of mouth and recommendation, and being really good at what we do, and the depth of our technical knowledge, and getting people out on bikes and finding the right bike for people. So yeah, I mean, we seem to be on a wave just now. It was kind of starting to form. That wave was starting to form before the COVID outbreak, and it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're looking at expanding a new store. We've taken on, so we went from kind of 3 members of staff up to, well, we've got 9, not all full time, but we're currently providing work for 9 people right now. We've all just had to kind of jump in and go with the flow. We've started a new manager. We've got 2 new sales staff. We've got another mechanic. We've got somebody doing our social media and kind of organising bikes going in and out and doing a kind of logistics administration role. And then we've got somebody working building bits and pieces for our cargo bikes, as well as somebody else doing kind of off-site admin for us, just to kind of let us keep our head above water and not having to have us working kind of 24 hours a day, which I think I would have to do if I didn't have all these people.
That's amazing. I mean, you guys are one of the success stories of certainly that I've heard of with this current situation.
I mean, it's been quite hard. It's obviously tinged with, a little bit of guilt seeing how other people and friends maybe aren't doing so well. And I've always been quite mindful and humble about how well we're doing when you see other people's situations. And I know I'm in an incredibly lucky position right now with what we're doing. The bike trade has never been, we've always kind of broken the mold, and we've always done quite well, and we've had year-on-year growth for the past 10 years. But I mean, the rest of the bike trade for the past 10 years has been pretty stagnant. It's just because we've been quite innovative in what we do, doing just electric bikes that nobody's ever really done to any great extent in Scotland. We've always grown, but nowhere near the growth that we've seen. In my wildest dreams, I would never have thought that we would grow. The growth we've seen in turnover in the past 3 months, has exceeded way what I thought we would do this year.
So there's maybe a lot of people out there that don't really know a lot about electric bikes. Do you want to tell us about some of the benefits of electric bikes over traditional bikes?
Yeah, so I mean, the main benefit is they make you, no matter what your age, fitness ability, they make you feel like a kind of 19-year-old athlete. Is the best way you can put it. We get called, they get called bikes for cheetah, and they're cheetah, and people are not ready for them. But these comments are mostly made by people who don't understand electric bikes and what they actually do. So, contrary to popular belief, they're not a moped. You always have to pedal the bikes. But what you can do, and the main benefit, is you can tailor how much effort you want to put in. So, for example, your work's at the top of a really steep climb, or your commute to work is just a commute from hell. I don't know if many of yours would know Edinburgh, but we're in Leith, or we're down at the bottom of the shore. Everywhere from our shop is uphill. So if you've got a commute up to the kind of top side of town in the morning, hot sunny day, chances are you're going to get there hot and sweaty on a regular bike. So it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to use it. What an electric bike lets you do, it lets you kind of take the sting out of the hills, and you can vary how much exercise you want to do. So, if you've got a couple of big hills on your way to work, you can turn the bike up to give you a bit more assistance, but then on the way home, you maybe want to get a bit of exercise because, you can shower, or, you don't mind going home smelly. you can turn the power down or turn it off and just ride it like a maybe 5 kilo heavier bike. The other thing it does is it lets people keep cycling together or continue cycling. So we see a lot of growth in people who maybe want to cycle with a fitter partner, or have been out of cycling for a couple of years or whatever, but want to get back into it, but people want to keep up with a fitter spouse or kids, younger family. When I say younger family, maybe family in their 30s, when these guys are in their 50s or 60s or whatever. So it kind of levels the playing field for most people. There is obviously there's always this kind of thing about them cheating, but we've got a girl who's a mountain bike leader. She cycles from Falkirk to Edinburgh every day, and
wow.
She's on it with heart rate monitors and really kind of analysing the performance, and she's still hitting the same heart rates as she would do on a normal bike. So she's still getting exercise. You still get exercise, you're just tailing that exercise to a level that you're comfortable with. And most people say get a bike, and then the bike gets retired to a shed, a regular acoustic bike, if you want to call it that. Then they find out how hard cycling is where they are because they've not done it for ages. And then, the bike gets consigned to a shed, never to be seen again, until there's a COVID outbreak, and then they want them done up and put back into use, despite it lying there since 1974 when they last cycled. So that's the kind of advantages of it. The disadvantages are they are going to be a little bit more money to buy. So our bikes range from about £1,600 up to, you can buy bikes for £12,000 if you're got deep pockets. Most people are spending between 2 and 2.5. There's aid packages available, so you can buy it on a Cycle at Work scheme. You can also buy it on the Scottish Government have announced a loan scheme through the Energy Saving Trust. They do an e-bike loan scheme which you can borrow up to £3,000 a bike, 2 per household, which is paid back interest-free for 4 years. So a lot of people are finding that's a really good way to kind of spread the cost, because basically it works out less. If you buy a £2,500 bike, paying it up over 4 years, it's less than the cost of a bus pass per month in Edinburgh, and you can use it anytime.
Yeah, feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like who doesn't want free money to buy a bike? It's like interest free, and Auntie Nicola's paying for it. It's grand.
Happy days. So you mentioned, and you've just announced some exciting expansion plans. You want to tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, so we've been in our current store, which is around about just over 1,000 square foot for the past 10 years. The e-bike market's just changed so hugely over the past 10 years. We had about 8 bikes when we started that we could get our hands on that were fairly good quality e-bikes. Now, to give you an example, one of my manufacturers has 117 e-bikes in their range, and that's just their e-bikes. And we're supplying now, we're finding there's a demand for a much more premium e-bike. So now we have bikes, a few years ago, the most expensive bike we sold when we started in the shop here was £2,000. And if we sold 2 of them a year, we're having a really good year.
Yeah.
And put you in a picture now, we've sold 4 £2,500 e-bikes today. And we've now got bikes that are available going up to £8,000 and £9,000, which we don't sell tons of, but we do sell. So what we're finding is we want to move away from the kind of traditional bike shop experience, or all the bikes being just crammed as close together as possible and we having to drag bikes out, to then move to maybe a more experience akin to buying a quality or a prestige kind of car. So having a big, more spacious showroom, more interactivity you could wander around in, and then looking at displaying the bikes in a more premium manner, having better ranges of kit, having more space, so not everything is all crammed together. So we found a property fairly close by because I really wanted to stay in the local community because I like it here and people know us. We've got a good reputation for what we do, and we do feel kind of part of the fabric of the local community. So a shop came up, not far away from here, with our current landlord as well. We just rent. So that's 4,000 square feet, which is a huge, huge, huge step up in size. So we've hopefully in the next couple of days, or hopefully maybe by the time this video comes out, we'll have got the keys and I'll be wearing a nail bag and a hard hat, or maybe just a tape measure and just supervising other people renovating the place. So yeah, it's really exciting. It's a real kind of step up. We'll be definitely the biggest e-bike shop in Scotland. We're probably one of the biggest bike shops in Scotland on sales area, and probably the biggest e-bike shop in the UK. And I know for certain, if all our plans come to fruition, then we're looking to be carbon neutral, which again will be a total first. That will be basically as far as we can be, bar water, an off-grid bike shop, which would be totally amazing. Less damage to the environment, the same as the bikes we sell.
Yeah, brilliant. So let's watch your Indiegogo campaign video.
Hi, my name's Neill Hope. I own the electric Cycle Company in Edinburgh, Scotland's biggest and most innovative electric bike shop. 10 years ago we moved into this premises here, and as you can see we're now full to bursting. The electric bike market has expanded so much over the past 10 years, and while we've always been at the forefront of it, we're now finding that space is definitely an issue. What we'd like to do is open a brand new, much more spacious premises where the bikes will shine, and it'll give you, the customer, a far better experience of buying a brand new electric bike from us. And this is the space we're looking to move into. What we want to do in this space is move away from the traditional bike shop model where all the bikes are just stacked as closely together as possible. We want to produce a space where you can move around the bikes, you can learn about the bikes in comfort, we're not having to pull bikes out for you to look at, and you can have a much more interactive experience as we try and find the right bike that will fit into your lifestyle. With your help, we can turn this into an amazing bike shop, the biggest e-bike shop in the UK. Obviously you'll be rewarded for your help, and that's why we're making this video.
Here's a CGI of what the new premises will hopefully look like. At nearly 4,000 square feet, it'll be over 3 times larger than our current home. There'll be a dedicated customer waiting area, interactive information points, and a brand new workshop. And of course, the best selection of e-bikes in Scotland, with several new brands and exciting new accessories for you to try and buy.
So we made our original movie for our crowdfunder over 3 months ago now, and the world's changed incredibly since then. Cycle use has gone through the roof, as you've no doubt seen if you've been out and about of the streets in Scotland. And now we're hoping that this crowdfunder will allow us to support both our existing customers and also new e-bike riders who perhaps haven't bought their bike from us, but would like the service that we can offer, and the fact that if they buy the packages and rewards that we're offering here, we'll save them money in their new e-bike lifestyle.
So I know when we filmed that video, I was amazed how big the shop was. You've so much space. It's going to be exciting to see what you do with it. I know the renders are on the video, but it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of it's up here now, and we've stayed fairly fluid with what we want to do. We've got the kind of basics we want to do, so we're still having to play around with kind of finishes and lighting and stuff like that, because the place doesn't quite look as premium as we want it to be. We do want this to be a real wow factor when you walk in the door, not just like, oh yeah, another bike shop, loads of e-bikes. We want to be like nothing else on the market, because we have got an interesting history. We want to tell people about that. We want to show you the best bikes. We'll have areas you can sit around in if you're waiting for a spouse or a partner, trying bikes out, and maybe you just want to hang out. There's some really exciting products that we're going to be bringing in that are away from the norm. We just don't have space to kind of, the technology. We go to Eurobike every year, which is a big conference in Germany. Yep. And these guys have some amazing tech that we find every year. So it'll be really interesting to kind of show off some of that in a proper space and show people what you can do with bikes and other little interesting add-ons that we can get that'll hopefully set us apart from our competition.
Brilliant. Exciting times. So if people want to find you and follow you, do you want to tell us where they can find you?
Yeah, so you'll find us on Facebook. We're the Electric Cycle Company on Facebook. On Instagram, we're Electric Cycle Co. And the same on Twitter, we're Electric Cycle Co. And online, obviously, it's www.electriccyclecompany.com.
Brilliant, Neil. Listen, I know you're a busy man, so I'll let you get back to it, get the hard hat out. Thanks again for your time.
No problem. Thanks very much, Austin. Cheers.
Cheers.